Welcome everyone to the Explainer. Let's jump right in. Today we are breaking down and demystifying one of the absolute most powerful pieces of tech out there right now. If you follow AI at all, you know the landscape shifts literally every day. Words like multimodal and context windows get tossed around constantly, right? But what does all that actually mean for us? Well, today we are diving deep into Google's Gemini. We're going to cut straight through the marketing hype and look at exactly how this tech can totally transform your daily workflow and your creativity. We're going to turn you into a true power user.
Okay, here is our roadmap for today's Explainer. We've got 1. The multimodal shift. 2. The Gemini family tree. 3. The million token memory. 4. Under the hood logic. 5. Your Google ecosystem. And finally, 6. Master prompting. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The multimodal shift, from silos to simultaneous understanding. To really get Gemini, we have to look backwards for just a second. Early AI was kind of stitched together, honestly, like Frankenstein's monster. You had one isolated model for text, a totally separate one for images, another for audio. And when developers tried to make them talk to each other, well, so much context just got lost in translation. But Gemini, it is natively multimodal. Google trained it from day one by feeding it text, code, images, audio, and video all at the exact same time. It's not translating an image into text to understand it. It just intrinsically understands sight, sound, and language simultaneously, just like we do.
Section 2. The Gemini family tree. Finding the right tool for the job.
Now here's a massive source of confusion. People think Gemini is just one single AI. It's actually a whole family of models because, well, AI shouldn't be one size fits all. It scales perfectly. At the ground level, you've got Nano. That's your lightweight champion running locally on your smartphone for super fast, private, offline tasks. Then there's Flash, which is built for raw speed and cost efficiency at scale. Great for high-volume stuff. Step up from there, and we hit Pro. This is the versatile workhorse you're probably using online, perfectly balancing complex reasoning with speed. And finally, Ultra, the absolute massive heavy lifter. This one demands serious data center power for deep academic analysis and hardcore scientific reasoning.
Section 3. The million token memory. Redefining the context window.
Now we get to the feature that is an absolute game changer, the context window. Think of this as the short-term working memory of the AI. If there's one thing that defines Gemini's power, it's this. Older AI models, they'd literally forget the top half of a long article by the time they read the bottom. But Gemini absolutely shattered those boundaries with a context window of 1 million tokens, and even up to 2 million in some advanced versions.
So, what does 1 million tokens actually mean? To put that into perspective, that working memory can hold over 700,000 words. That's roughly 3 to 4 massive, thick novels, or over 60,000 lines of computer code held in the AI's memory at the exact same time. It's wild. And hey, remember, it's natively multimodal, so that massive working memory isn't just for text. It means you can analyze up to an hour of video or up to 11 hours of audio in a single, solitary prompt. This completely flips how we interact with research and media.
Section 4. Under the hood logic, chain of thought reasoning.
Okay, so it has a massive memory. The crucial question is, how does it actually process all that data? Imagine you upload an incredibly dense, 100-page financial report alongside a 3-hour recording of an investor meeting, and you ask it, based on the 3-hour audio and the 100-page report, what are the top 3 hidden risks mentioned and where do they contradict each other? Gemini doesn't just do some glorified keyword search. It scans all that combined multimodal information and instantly finds the exact needle in the haystack. How is it doing that? It's using what's called chain of thought reasoning. Basically, it breaks complex problems down sequentially. It's essentially thinking out loud internally before it gives you the answer. And because it's multimodal, it crosses over between visual space and textual logic. For example, upload a complex house blueprint, and it bridges the gap. It sees that a wire visually connects to a switch, and it logically deduces the power cuts off when triggered. It connects what things look like with how they work.
Section 5. Your Google ecosystem, the connective tissue.
A smart AI is cool and all, but the true payoff is when it acts as the connective tissue across the Google workspace you are already living in every day. Through Gemini extensions, this thing becomes a genuine digital assistant. You can seamlessly search your Google Drive to instantly extract goals from a project file you wrote years ago. In Gmail, it can summarize massive email threads and even draft replies that actually match your tone.
Since it natively understands video, just drop a YouTube link to a 2-hour lecture and ask it to quiz you. Going on a trip? It pulls from maps and flights to generate fully optimized, geographically sound travel itineraries. It genuinely understands your world.
Section 6. Master Prompting. The CATE Framework.
All right, here is the actionable payoff. Traditional simple prompts simply will not unlock Gemini's full potential. To get the absolute best results, you need a cheat code, and that is the CATE framework: context, action, tone, and examples. If you methodically provide these 4 things, you completely eliminate those generic, robotic-sounding responses. Context sets the stage. Tell it who it's supposed to be. Action means using highly specific verbs. Tone defines the structure so you don't just get a giant wall of text. And examples, or few-shot prompting, means pasting in past works so it mimics your personal style perfectly.
Check out what this looks like in action. You aren't just saying, "Help me with this chart." You're commanding it. You're an expert tech educator. Analyze this chart and identify anomalies. Use a clean markdown table. Write it in the exact style of the pasted text. You're giving it the exact role, the specific analytical action, the structural output, and precise tone examples. This is the secret to getting highly tailored professional results every single time.
As we wrap up this explainer, we absolutely have to talk about responsibility. Look, Gemini has incredibly advanced reasoning, but all AI can occasionally hallucinate or miss subtle nuances. Verification is key. Use the AI for the heavy lifting, the sorting, the deep brainstorming, but your critical human judgment, that remains absolutely essential as the final filter.
Gemini really isn't just a gimmick. It's democratizing technology. Whether you want to communicate through text, video, audio, or even just a rough sketch, it understands your underlying intent. We are moving from a world where we had to learn the language of computers to a world where computers are finally learning the language of humans. So now that you grasp the multimodal architecture, that massive context window, and how it integrates into your ecosystem, I want to leave you with this. How will you use Gemini to translate your own ideas? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Put these techniques to work, and I'll catch you next time.